Jackie Elmer here from JackieElmer.com, and I am looking forward to bringing some interesting conversation to you this evening. Now, I have to thank one of our community members who actually posted this on my Facebook business page, facebook.com/Street Smart Wealth, and she had asked the question, how do you choose the right company? And she had asked, how do you go about choosing a company that's a fit for you? And I thought, this is a question that comes up quite a bit. So that's what I want to get into today. How do you choose the right company for you? How do you know it's going to be a fit? And then what do you do if you've made a mistake in choosing that company? So the very first thing that I want to mention is, more than anything, avoid getting caught up in hype when you are evaluating a network marketing company. And sometimes that's hard to do. We see something on the internet, we have a family friend or someone in our family who comes to us and they're so excited and we're all going to get rich and all these different things, and you only need 2 people to be successful and a lot of different things. The reality of it is, it's not easy to build a successful business of any kind. I don't care if you are in real estate, I don't care if you're building a brick and mortar business, even starting a franchise where we know that the success rate is very high. They warn you going in to usually expect 2 to 5 years with no income. You're just going to be developing things. So we know that to be true. We know that it can be a challenge regardless, and it's no different in our direct sales network marketing businesses either. So you want to make sure that you do the best that you can, not to get caught up in hype, and to look carefully at all of the different things that are being presented to you and ask yourself, does this sound too good to be true? So avoid hype at all costs. And then what I really recommend doing is developing your own criteria list of what's most important to you in a business. And very often it starts with the product. Now, the product isn't always the most important part, just like the compensation plan isn't. And it's kind of funny, I see all this stuff all over the internet a lot of times, the best compensation plan in network marketing. And the reality of it is, almost every compensation plan pays out the same, roughly the same percentages. It's just all in how it's paid out, when it's paid out, and what you have to do to tap into that. So never get caught up in the best or the fastest or the most successful or the quickest to this or the quickest to that. None of that really has anything to do with your ability to make a success of it. So let's start with the product. Take a good look at the product for yourself and ask yourself, how do I see myself using this product? How do I see myself marketing this product? Because those are ultimately going to be very, very important. We are in a time in network marketing and direct sales where we're coming back around to a stronger emphasis on the customer. And the reality is that is a great thing, because when you can get some solid customers who love your product, who are not part of the compensation plan, that is a very viable thing for you, and that's what's going to create that long-term residual income that you're looking for. Because when people get on the product because they love the product, because they have a product experience, they typically stay on the product. When somebody comes into a business purely for the money side of it, with the product as an afterthought, what often happens is when they leave the business, they leave the products behind too. So making sure that you have a product that's very viable, that you can see yourself using, that you can see yourself marketing, and that you can see yourself approaching people and sharing the benefits of the product, what might happen for them, some product stories, some product testimonials. That's an important part of it. So take a good look at the product and determine for yourself if it's something that's going to be realistically a fit for you. Because trying to force yourself into liking a product often turns out to be very, very difficult. And one of the things that you want to work on is developing your product story along the way, because your product story is something that you can share over and over again. Then the next thing to really look at is marketing. How are you going to market this product line? How are you going to market the opportunity? What methods are available to you? I know for me, I am big on social media. I'm big on visual marketing, video marketing, photos and that type thing. So it's important for me to have a product line that fits in with that I can showcase in a lot of different ways to create interest, to create engagement out on social media. And then also, of course, as you go to networking events and as you're out in your community, anything that you can do to showcase your product line in a positive way is going to be a great thing that you want to do too. Now, another thing to take a look at are price points. I know for me, when I look at a product, when I look at an opportunity, I have to know that it has a similar price point out on the open market. I don't want it to be 2-3 times more expensive and have to tell people, well, it's because it has this ingredient, or well, it's because of this. I am not a pharmacist, I'm not a medical doctor, I'm not a nutritionist, I'm not a cosmetologist, I'm not a scientist, I'm not any of those things. And so I don't want to have to rely on the word of someone else telling me this and I'm just regurgitating that. So you want to make sure that your price points are in alignment with what you really perceive as value. Because I hear people say a lot of times, well, I'm really struggling with my business because the cost of the product is so expensive. And I know that if they're saying that, their mindset is telling them that, and so their belief level or lack of belief is coming through when they're talking to people about the products and about the opportunity. We're vibrational beings. We vibrate on that level, and people pick up on our hesitancy, our doubts, and all that type of thing, whether we think they are or not. We may think that we've overcome something, but if we really truly have that objection, you know, if deep in the dark of night when we're laying in bed under the covers and that's creeping in as an objection for us, it's coming through when we talk to our prospects too. So you've got to get out there, look at price points, make sure that you are really competing in a viable market. Now, that doesn't mean that you're competing with the Walmarts of the world, the drugstores, the grocery store type products that are similar, because not all things are created equal. So you want to make sure that you are doing an apples and apples and not an apples and oranges comparison when you're weighing all of that out. Then take a look at the management team. What can you find out about the management team of a company? What can you find out about that resonates with you? Sometimes this is important, sometimes it isn't. But there are certainly those people who have a track record in direct sales of, you know, being involved in pyramid schemes, different things like that. So you want to look at the history of the management team. What do they bring to the table? What can you feel good about getting behind? Then make sure that you look at and understand what are the social media rules for your company. This is really important. I say this to you as I'm broadcasting on Facebook Live, which tells me you're on Facebook, I'm certainly on Facebook, and I want to be able to leverage a powerful tool such as social media, such as Facebook Live, different things like this to move my business forward, to market my business, and I want to make sure that I'm not going to be at odds with the company policies and procedures and their social media rules. At the same time, you want to make sure that people aren't going crazy either. You want to make sure that the company is protecting the golden goose, and you're not going to run the risk necessarily of being shut down by the FTC or different things like that for bogus claims that are out there. So it can be challenging. It definitely can be challenging. Now, another thing you're going to want to find out from your sponsor and from looking at the pay plan, what's going to be expected of you. Now, I started off saying make sure that you're not getting caught up in the hype of, you know, oh, it's the best pay plan or whatever. You know, it doesn't matter what the pay plan is if you don't look at it and see yourself as understanding it, as understanding what it's going to take for you to get promoted to the highest level of the company, what it is that you're going to have to do, then the best pay plan in the world just purely doesn't matter. So take a look at the pay plan. Make sure you don't have to understand every single thing about it. Most of us don't. Pay plans can be very difficult, especially if you're new to network marketing, new to direct sales. But you want to have a basic understanding of what it's going to take for you to capitalize on all the benefits of the compensation and pay plan. And then you want to look at the international growth plan for your company. If you're operating on social media, you're ultimately going to begin attracting leads and attracting prospects from outside of your local area. You're going to bring people in from all around the globe. You want to know what your company's expansion plan is currently, what their future plans are. They're not going to tell you everything, but do they have an international growth plan? Are they going to be growing on an international level so that you can tap into that and sponsor? And if they are growing and they are a global company, can you sponsor within those other global markets too? So you want to look at all those different things. And then of course, find out what the training is. What type of training are you going to receive? What type of support will you have from your upline and different things like that? What can you expect from them? How can you rely on them? And then, you know, make your decisions around that. So those are some of the key pieces to factor into it. Certainly take a look at the product, at price points, the opportunity, understand the compensation plan, look at the management team, figure out for yourself how you're going to market this product line, how you're going to market this opportunity, understand the social media rules for engagement and how you can use social media, and then weigh everything out. Develop your own list of criteria for what's important to you. Does it have a sizzle product? Is there a monthly auto ship? What are your monthly quotas and different things like that? Understand all of that going in, make sure that it's something that fits for you, that you can operate in, and then make your decision. Now also keep in mind, there's no such thing as a perfect company. There's no perfect product line. There's no perfect compensation plan. Companies get caught up in, back orders and product delays sometimes. It happens to the best of companies. Understand what you have and be willing to roll with that. And if you can just have good communication from the company and communicate openly with your team, with your customers and that type thing, you're by and large not going to lose anybody. Open communication is the key to dealing with any challenges. So hopefully that helps you. If you have any questions or comments, please leave them below. If you'd like to know more, you can go over to JackieUlmer.com/blog. Down that right side navigation bar, there is a search box that you can type in what you're looking for, and you can actually type in how to choose the right company, how to choose a sponsor. You can type in all different things into that search box, and it's going to give you podcasts that I've done, blog posts on all different things like that, and hopefully that's going to help you get any questions answered that you have. If you just go to facebook.com/Street Smart Wealth to my business page, you can like the page and then click on that button, and you can click on See First, and that's going to always notify you of any live broadcasts, any of that I'm doing.